welcome to Modern Faith Unlimited. I am William Henley. What you're about to watch is part of my capstone presentation from seminary. I just graduated from seminary with my master's in divinity. A capstone paper is a paper that pretty much covers everything that you learned while you were at seminary. A capstone presentation is based on that paper. It's you share a small portion of it, and I chose to share some of my viewpoints on God the Father, what is Christian ministry, and my call and the confirmation of that calling. I was originally planning on editing this before I posted it because of recent events. My part of my confirmation may be controversial to some people, but you know what? It is an awesome story, so it is what it is. I will let you know that what you are about to watch is not high quality. My friend shot it with her cell phone, and I did the best I could to clean it up, but it still is an older cell phone video. So anyway, this is going to be shorter than normal, and hopefully next time you watch an episode with us, Gwen will be back here. Okay, well, without further ado, here it is.
And so we're really happy to have faculty and administration here this evening, because it does, as Dr. Rhonda Davis was saying a moment ago, it gives us a chance to see the students as they progress out of our school. We don't always get that opportunity. And so this is an evening for us, but it's primarily an opportunity for the students, for your loved ones, to be able to share some of what they have gained, so that we can see the fruit that the Lord by the Spirit is growing in their lives. So the next presentation that we have is going to come from William Henley. When I got William's bio information, most of the students gave me 4 or 5 lines. William gave me 5 paragraphs. He said, feel free to shorten. I have done that. He's joined by friends. He will continue in video ministry at Gateway Church, where he runs camera. He will continue his YouTube show, Modern Faith Unlimited, where he addresses current issues from a Christian perspective. He plans to continue his studies after he gets his master's degree here and continue with doctoral work. He wants to continue to study Lucan priority and why the Israelites continue to get tripped up by the pagan gods of the Canaanites. His memory that stands out from his time here at TKU is his Oxford 2018 trip with Dr. Paul and Bishop Olin. He made several friends at that time, and he said that it was a life-changing experience for him. Mm-hmm. And so William Henley is going to come and present. Mm-hmm.
Before the beginning of time, God existed. Genesis 1:1 tells us of the beginning, but this is only the beginning of time. God existed before the beginning. Imagine absolute nothingness, infinitely long, infinitely nothing. By the rules of the universe, we know that neither energy or mass can be created or destroyed. by the very rules of which we know our universe, nothing should exist. Yet, at some point over an infinite amount of time, a consciousness formed. I think, therefore, I am. A mind floating in the void, bodiless, alone. Somehow, over an infinite amount of time, this mind learns how to create the simplest of atoms, a single proton and a single electron, hydrogen. This consciousness, this I am, pleased with this, forms more hydrogen atoms. As he forms more and more atoms, they become gravitationally bond, and the atoms start to heat up and ignite. I am has created light. I am looks at this and saw that it was good. But there's another interesting thing that happens in the furnace of the star. These atoms start to fuse together, and suddenly we have a new atom, oxygen. And what happens when two hydrogen and a single oxygen atoms combine and cool? I am has now created water. From Genesis 1:2, the earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the deep waters, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. But now one of the cruelest parts of this existence starts to occur. I am has learned how to create matter and energy and light. It's able to create new atoms and form them into complex molecules. It's able to start bringing it together to create rock, to create simple plant life, to create a place that is good and beautiful to the eyes that he has created for himself. But soon, I am realizes that he is alone. The animals are nice, but they are unlike himself. So he takes the dirt of the ground he himself has created, forms it into a shape very similar to that he has formed for himself, and breathes into it. And man's very first act of worship, breathing God in. And the second act of worship is to breathe God out. When man breathed God in, the breath got embedded in the blood of the first man. This blood was passed on to its offspring. So to this very day, every single one of us has the breath of God in us, breathed into the very first man by God himself. Finally, God had a companion and a friend he could talk to. Someone like himself, but at the same time, not like him. This man, while having a spirit like God, was not God. But then, the worst thing imaginable happened. Man rejected I am. And this is the basis for Christian ministry. When man rejected God, man was separated from God. His very breath is in our blood. We are living beings made up of not just body and mind, but also of a soul or a spirit. This goes back to the creation. Our very souls long for the Creator that we have been separated from. Every single person who has ever lived instinctively knows something is missing from their lives. The purpose of Jesus Christ and of Christian ministry is to reconnect mankind with the Creator. The purpose of the church is to equip those of us who do know Him with the tools they need to reach others and to reconnect them with the Creator. This is the meaning of life, to be reconnected with that from whence we came. And this is why I have backup. God called me to plant gateway campuses, plural, in Austria, starting in Graz. When God called me to go to Austria, the first question I asked was, why me? There must be better qualified, must be many better qualified than me. The Lord answered, I have called many. You said yes. And if I call you, then I will qualify you. Outside of the spiritual answer, I think there are many practical reasons. I actually lived and studied in Austria in 2001 and fell in love with it. My personality seems to fit well with this culture. But I believe my former professor at Salzburg College, Petra said it best. If you heard Graz, it must have been God you heard. I could not think of a more strategic place in Europe to start a church. Within 5 years, you could have requests to start campuses all over Europe. With Ross being an international city, you being a native English speaker is going to be a much larger advantage than the disadvantage of your weak German. I tested God in 3 ways in this. 1, was he calling me to ministry? 2, was he calling me to Austria? And 3, did it have to be Gateway? I do not have time to go into all 3 tests, but I will share a bit of that final confirmation. The time was December of 2014, and I was in my prayer closet asking God for a word for the year. God said, before the end of 2015, you will meet the Duggar family. I said, wait, what? The family on television with all the kids? God said, yes, they are going to invite you down, you're going to pick for them, eat at the table with the kids, and Michelle, the mother, is actually going to ask you for your recipe. Oh, and you're even going to appear on the show. And I was in shock. I'm like, Lord, I do not know these people, and they do not know me from Adam. How are they ever going to invite me down? God said, wait and see. There is a great story about what happened, but I'm going to kind of summarize it for the sake of time. But feel free to ask me for more details later. In summary, the next year, one of the Duggar daughters and her husband went off and became missionaries in Central America. I became a financial supporter of their ministry, and in September, I received an email from them inviting me to a potluck party they are having since I was a supporter. I go to the party, end up eating at the table with the kids. There's the film crew there filming a pilot of a new show, and afterwards, the mom comes up and asks me for my recipe. Driving home, God said, that was cool, right? Didn't it happen exactly as I said it would? When I give you specifics about something, that is exactly how I expect things to be done. If I can open doors with you with a reality television family that you have never met, don't you think it can open doors at your own church? I will tell you what the destination is, but let me drive. Now go home and enroll at the King's University, and trust me to open the doors when the time is right. Over the past couple of years, Gateway has continued growing and now has campuses in Houston and Wyoming. And last year at the Vision Service announced that they are now looking at the possibility of going international. When God gave me the vision back in 2012, Henley was not even extended to extend past the 3 campuses they had. My time at TKU has helped prepare me for this. Austrians are very respectful of titles and of degrees, and just attending seminary has opened doors to start conversations with people. I have not done much in ministry the past few years other than run camera, but as Dr. Hutzinger has said, my ministry these past few years has been to study, because people are going to benefit from my studies. Dr. Leaders and Dr. Hutzinger's theology classes have helped me cement what I believe in, and I can argue why I believe it. Dr. Markow's leadership classes have taught me how to lead and manage a ministry. Dr. Brewer's discipleship classes have helped me learn both what discipleship is and how best to do it. And Julie Coe's and Dr. Call's compassion and guidance have helped me through some rough times. Thank you.